What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chasing Pro podcast. I am your coach, Jeffrey D. Johnson, and I have a very, very special guest with me today, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Benjamin Allbright. Ben, tell him what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Ben has been with me for a long time. I think we started training in 28. No, I think it was 18.
Was it really?
Yeah, 20. He was a program participant 2018, and then transitioned to be a junior coach, a junior trainer in 2020. Yeah, 2020 during the pandemic, and he's seen the highs and lows of the company getting real big, to bringing on extra trainers, to going to zero when I got hurt, to training multiple groups, training individuals, and it's just been crazy. So Ben, tell the people a little bit about yourself, what school you go to, and something interesting they should know about you.
So like Coach said, I'm Benjamin Allbright. I'm a senior at Christian Brothers. Gone there 4 years now. Before that, I was at St. Louis Middle School, and then before that, Christ Methodist. I stopped playing basketball like seriously probably 9th grade, I'd say, and kind of just took on the coaching route and training kids and helping like the next generation get better.
I didn't know you went to St. Louis.
Yes, sir. 2 years.
Isn't that where William and Bradley, they went there? I never knew that. I would have. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and I remember you had long hair back then. It was always in your face. Now you got the clean cut. You know what I'm saying? I see a mustache coming in.
I got shaved like every day now.
Really? Dude, you do not want to be 30 because it is ridiculous. Man, tell people the transition. How hard was that, bro? Like just like not playing anymore and going to a trainer role.
I mean, for me, it was never. I wouldn't say it was the hardest because I was never really like I was always still playing while training. Like I wasn't just like sitting around and watching. Like I was in there with the drills, helping and participating still. So I mean, really, it wasn't that hard. Like obviously, it hurt, kind of just like putting down, like hanging up my shoes and not playing anymore. But really, I liked the transition. It was smooth, no hard times or anything.
Because like you said, you were part of all the drills and you still got a great workout. Like a great workout.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Man, and I put it on you like you were part of it, you know, especially if we had an odd number of kids, right, where I need you to step into that role, and you did, right? I don't think you hung up your shoes, you just grabbed a different pair, right? The pair that isn't chasing this particular pro of like high school basketball and college basketball, but more of a leader, mentor type of role. And I don't think you understand, by you being in high school, how huge that has been to the kids younger than you, right? Like even when we coached 9-on-1 drip squad, right? Like yeah, Silas was a year younger than you. The other kids were 2 years younger than you, 2-3 years, but they looked up to you, right? Like they didn't treat you like you my age. Silas probably tried a couple times because he's Silas, but everybody else look to you as like, I respect this dude because he is our coach. You know what I mean? And that was really, really cool. And I don't think we could have got to that point if I didn't train kids from literally all over the city. Arlington, Lakeland, Bartlett, Carterville, Germantown, Millington, like it didn't matter, Midtown, downtown, like bringing kids together, man, using training has changed people's lives. Tell people a little bit about your leg situation, what you got going on with that. Because when your mom first booked me, she wanted me to be primarily your fitness trainer to help you strengthen your body. And then basketball was like secondary. So tell people what's going on with that.
So I was born with like a slight case of something called muscular dystrophy. It runs in my family. Like my grandmother, she has it a lot worse than me. My mom doesn't really have it. Skipped over her, but it just goes up her side of the family. And so like pretty much my muscles are way tighter than they should be, so I'm not like as flexible and athletic as I should be, and it kind of like it's a step back because a lot of things I should be able to do I can't do. Like I remember when I first started training with you, like I couldn't even jump rope.
Mm-hmm. Man, I remember that. We spent like a long time just trying to teach you how to jump, because as soon as you would land, your legs would cramp on you. Bro, you'd be like, my legs cramp. I was like, why your legs cramp? We just started. And then you had to explain to me. I said, okay. Then we worked on being more flexible, and that hurt. But then, dude, like, you learn how to shoot, like, on your tiptoes. And that shot was nice. Like, it gave me a run for my money. I was like, if there's anybody that naturally can shoot and then took the lessons I taught, like, you picked that joint up.
Yes, sir. I was just born with it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say I put, like, a whole, like, lot of work into my form. Like, that's kind of just how it came.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Dude, during the pandemic, we dove in training kids when everybody else was terrified to leave the house. Do you remember what that was like?
Oh, yes, sir. I remember, like, the first time showing up to the church for the first time. I had to go all the way to the other side and walk all the way down these hallways.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, because we only did the one check-in point where everybody had to come in through the same way.
Yes, sir.
It was on the other side of campus.
Yes, sir. It was weird.
That's crazy. I remember William and his family. His mom said, Jeff, I'm not exaggerating. The only place we go to is the house and the gym. When she told me that, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Because they get their food delivered. They did the self-serve at the gas station, right? ATMs at the bank. She said, we don't go anywhere except here. And I was like, yo, I'm honored, because this was like May of 2020.
Yeah.
Like, we've been in it for 3 months and the world is terrified. And she was like, my kids have social anxiety. They need to get out. They need to do something. And this is the only thing that I feel comfortable bringing them to do.
Yeah.
Dude, that was powerful.
Yes, sir. It's pretty much how it was for me, too. I mean, I might have gone like a few other places, obviously, like maybe a drive-through or something, but not like actually going to places and like interacting with people. It was a weird time.
Yeah, it was. Like, I was going out to people's houses before the gym opened up, but we created our own like health system, because we were doing stuff that eventually the city started doing. Like early, like when I was going to people's houses in March, like I remember after the world shut down, I'm going to folks' houses with masks, gloves, sanitizer, right, disinfectant spray. You see what I'm saying? I'm 6 feet from people. Like intuitively, I was like, I'm just gonna keep my distance from you. And then all of a sudden, it was like, yeah, here go the guidelines. We're gonna wear masks. We're gonna wear gloves. We're gonna keep our distance. I was like, man, I've been doing this for months, son. Y'all late to the game. Jeff already knew what was up. But then we brought William on, and William started training too. And man, I can't tell you how much fun it was to have y'all helping me train kids, right? Because I turn around and train William, and then he'd help us train, and it was special. And then it started to grow. We brought on trainers. We brought on Miss Nisha, who was the manager. And then everything seemed like it was just climbing. And then March of last year, man, I tore my knee up, and I felt like the world just came crashing down.
Yes, sir.
How did you feel when it happened? Like, what were going through your mind when you got that notice?
You know, man, I obviously felt for you, because not only does that hurt you, like your business, but I mean, you're still trying to chase pro and get that. So, I mean, obviously that's news nobody wants when they're doing with any type of sports or just anything in general. I mean, like, you're pretty much immobile when you tear your knee up like that.
Yeah, I couldn't walk, couldn't put weight on it, you know. It rocked me, man, I'm not gonna lie, but it hurt when I couldn't see y'all. Because when I got back, they told me I couldn't train there anymore. So now, it's like everything went from bad to worse, right? But I mean, you stuck around though, so I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of kids didn't come back, right? And that kind of sucked. Um, what's been one of your favorite moments about training?
That's tough.
Or
I
you
mean-
can say, give me an example, a situation or a day or a kid that we worked with, or just a highlight something you've experienced over these last 2.5 years.
I mean, I think those group sessions when we used to have like 12, 14, like those were stuck out a lot, and then drip squad too, like the games with them.
That was fun.
Hmm.
I hate we lost the way we did. But
Yeah, but
dude, I called a timeout. I never thought I'd do this. I called a timeout when we used up all our timeouts and got us a technical foul.
yeah,
I lost us the game, man. Like, it hurt my heart.
we still had a chance.
We still had a chance. But I said, how did I make that mistake? I didn't pay attention to the timeouts, the fouls. I guess I was in the thick of it. But yeah, it still was a great experience. Do you think you want to go into more of a coaching role or a sports type of role when you graduate high school?
I wanna lean towards coaching,
Mm.
because I feel like I just have it in me to be a leader.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just trying to pick up on the game, because I mean, obviously, it's hard. Like a lot of coaches you see nowadays, they played college, pros, and at least like the minimum high school.
Mhm.
So like, I'm trying to pick up on a lot of stuff I didn't get to pick up on with not playing high school basketball. So it's kind of just, that's where I'm at right now.
But you know, I actually became a better player when I started coaching and training.
That's how I feel too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just opens up your eyes and like, you
Yeah.
can see the floor, understand what's gonna happen and how to counteract it.
You know, I actually want to work towards distilling the myth that because you played, you should coach, right? Now, I'm kind of biased in this because I did play, but I also went to school to coach, right? I went to school to be a teacher. So playing was the extra icing on the cake for me, but I still had to learn the game as I went along. But it wasn't until I started coaching and training that I actually became a phenomenal basketball player. Because, like you said, I had to look at it from both sides of the clipboard, right?
Yeah.
And seeing sets and strategy and seeing what people are doing, it's like, man, I understand that, so now I know what to do, right? But before, I was just a player running around all wild. I didn't understand that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, I think the more you continue to pursue this, because of your hands-on experience at a young age, like, you're gonna have a head start with people, right? Like, I guarantee when your resume, when you graduate high school, it'll say you assistant coach AAU, and it'll say you was a personal basketball skills trainer, like a player development coach. Assistant coach on AAU and a player development coach for a training program. Like, those two by itself is gonna set you apart automatically, bro, because you already have the language. Right?
Yep.
You already have been in those environments. You've been on the bench. You've had to console players, had to scold them, right? Why do you think I let you talk after training sessions? Why do you think I make you do that?
Just so like I can tell them like what I see and kind of just like bring out the leader in me and how to like talk to people, you know, because I mean, it is kind of weird talking to these kids because I mean they're not that much younger than me,
right?
So it's kind of just like getting out of my comfort zone and talking to them.
And then think about it: when you get to high school or college, right? One day, if you want to keep going pro, you're not going to be that much older than the people you're going to be coaching.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So you already have that experience. Like, no, I coached a dude that was 1 year younger than me.
I've coached people that are older than me too.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just on the path to you becoming this next level leader. And I want you to always be confident in speaking, right? Because that's the bulk of training, right? You can't just yell. You have to explain. You have to illustrate and you have to break stuff down so that people can understand you. And that's basic communication skills that a player may not get even though he played at a certain level. He just used to receiving orders and hooping. But you're thinking like a coach, like a general. You're thinking in a way that coaches need people to think about. So as you continue to go and train with me, like I'm gonna slowly give you more and more responsibility and watch you rise to it, and I'm gonna capture it. It's like, yeah, here's proof that he is who he say he is. Right? Here's pictures of him on the bench, like bringing the kids together in the huddle. Here's pictures of him training, video of him training, right? So I think all of that is just to build you. And the more we create opportunities for other people to grow and give them a chance, we'll be surprised that people actually step up to it. And I have no doubt from the first day we trained that you were going to be something special. I had no doubt that because you wanted it, right? You already had a list of things stacked against you, but you didn't stop. And you can't stop. Like, it's not in you to stop. You literally saw me tear my leg up and go to Spain within a year, like a little over a year later. You have an example. Yep. So there's no excuse for you not to chase everything that you want and be phenomenal at doing it.
Yes, sir.
And when you choose a school, I'm gonna be there, yes, right? I'm whatever reference you need. Like I'm finna sing your tune. I'm your biggest. I really am your biggest fan. I talk about you all the time.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like I could not have done a percentage of what I've done over the pandemic without your help. And I don't mean that as fluff. Like I am so serious.
Sir, I appreciate it.
Never paid you a cent, but you've always been there. You've never been late. You've never missed a day. Right? You told me in advance if you had to miss, so I was prepared. What coach wouldn't want a person like that on their team?
Yes, sir.
So keep doing what you're doing. Do you have any advice for the people watching, the kid watching, anybody aspiring to chase their pro? Any advice for them?
I mean, really just look at you as an example. Don't give up. I mean, you've been chasing it and still haven't given up. Still going.
It's hard.
It is, and sometimes you want to give up. Like I'm sure when you tore up your knee, I mean, you probably thought about quitting a bunch.
I cried too.
It's rough, but that's how everyone they got where they are today. That's how they got there. They prevailed.
That's real. Well, thank you, Ben. This has been amazing. This has been a treat. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. To when you get old enough to have these serious talks, man.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for tuning into the Chasing Pro podcast with my brother Benjamin Allbright. And we're going to talk to you later. See ya. Come on, Erica, you can be up. Golly.